Hi guys, this is Pradeep. I already prepared so many videos for awareness purpose, like the fresher should not go for consulting career because there is no consulting job. I think you have checked these videos and here I am repeatedly saying that if you are fresher, you don't have any experience in the SAP, then don't go for consulting because there is no consulting job for freshers. But next question, if you have already completed some training or if you have some knowledge, then how you can start your career. So that is why I thought better I will add or I will create one playlist, add videos related to your business analyst job, super user job, power user job. So it's not consulting, but it is also good, like you can start your career in MNC initially 1 or 2 year, you can work on these SAP platform, you will get the exposure, then later you can, if you want, you can upgrade to SAP consulting, and this is the best option, right? So unnecessary if will struggle to get SAP consulting jobs and all without experience. I am sure if anyone is passing through this phase, you must have experienced all these. So unnecessary wasting time on those jobs, better you can start SAP business analyst job. And particularly I am addressing the freshers. You don't have any experience, recently you have completed your graduation or post graduations, or you are working on any platform. It's 100%, if you believe me, it's 100% you will get the job in MNC, but it's not the consulting job, right? So consulting point of view, it's a high profile job, so you need to have the relevant experience. So let's not waste the time, come to the topic. So here I have listed few profiles, and basically here just randomly I picked the procurement to pay analyst. You will find P2P analyst, or you will say accounts payable analyst, accounts payable associate, like this you will find, and I keep adding videos regularly on this segment. If you'll check this profile, if you'll check this, so here I have listed 3 job profiles. So you will find the first one, it is hiring, and you can see this package, it is from 2 to 6. That means if someone is completely freshers, then you will be there in the low range, and if you have experience in other areas, like for example right now you are working on Tally or you are working on any other application, you are not working on SAP, it is absolutely fine, you can start here the career in MNCs. And as you know that all good companies or MNCs are working on SAP. So if you analyze this particular job profile, although here some other areas available, but we will highlight only the procurement part, what are the areas you need to focus. So I will come to SAP screen also, I will show you how you can prepare or what area you need to focus. If I am the job aspirant and I need to prepare on this area, so what are the areas I need to highlight or I need to focus here? So we will see here accounts payable, right? That is one keyword for me. Then I will see here that something related to, right now I am not going to address this one, it is a separate profile, we will see that one in a different one. Then we will see the month end activities related to procurement. Then I will see it is P2P, I should have the knowledge on P2P. I already prepared some playlist on P2P, and I will add some more videos on this area. This is another area you need to focus, so you should know what is P2P, right? That is one areas. Then coming to this Accenture job, that one is yesterday posted. So as a procurement analyst, you should know what is invoice and all. Then what is PO invoice, what is non-PO invoice, right? So you can take this application, SAP application, or you can take this particular application. So right now as I am a SAP consultant, I can take this SAP as a platform. More number of jobs you will find SAP. Then you should know the concept of GRR account, GRR balancing, GRR clearing, all these things you know, right? So that part also you should focus on this, right? In every profile, if you have taken it's a procurement, this type of keywords will be there, and accordingly you need to prepare, right? So it is another job. Here also you will find similar things are there. So this is again payable invoice, then it is a payment, something like P2P is a complete process, and if you are working on payable, then you need to be look after all the payment related. Payment is not just like a vendor to bank, every activity related to package. If you are working as a consultant, all these configurations you are doing, or anyone watching this video and you are right now you are preparing for consulting, then you should know all these configurations. So for example, let's say I am going to run, or user is going to run the APP, you know how to configure APP, you know how to, the DME should be there. So all these things, it is your responsibility. But if you are working as an analyst, you know how to use that particular application, right? So certain areas you should know. So if overall, if I will analyze these 3 profiles, then I should know what is payable, I should know what is PO invoice, what is non-PO invoice, and GRR, again, that will be a different concept. In another video I will add that one, but I will explain that. And another one is I should know that how to go for the payment and all. So in this particular session or in this particular video, I am going to explain all these areas so that it will help you interview. I will suggest regularly follow these videos, and I am sure you are going to get your analyst job very easily. Okay, it's not any rocket science. So you will get job, and whatever your existing package, or if you are fresher, you are going to get a decent package. And if it is required, I don't know if it is required. If you want, I can also add live sessions in YouTube. So absolutely be free of cost. So if it is required, I don't know if it is required, just add in the comments. So I will also plan the live sessions, YouTube live sessions. So let's get into the SAP system and let's check all these areas. Now right now in SAP system, it is S4 HANA, but the same concept is applicable on ECC. Even if you have completed your training on ECC, the same concept is applicable for you. So as I'm assuming that you have some knowledge on the payable part, right? So you have knowledge on the P2P process, and you know what is the vendor open items, all these you should have the knowledge. If you don't know, it's okay, you can add in the comments. So I will add in another video, or I will plan the live sessions. Now I'm going to run here some vendor invoice for a particular company code, and just let's take this company code, whatever it is coming, and I'm going to execute. So here I can see a couple of invoices are there for two different vendor number 13 and 16. Here some open items are there related to this vendor. These are the payable items. This is another vendor payable items. So in profile one was there that candidate should know what is PO invoice and non-PO invoice, right? So it was there, right? So somewhere, yeah, PO invoice and non-PO invoice. So basically when we are saying that PO invoice, if it is a complete process, means the procurement started from the MM team, or MM department or procurement department. So there the invoice will be raised with reference to purchase order. If I am managing the payable part, or I am working on the payable team, means I am part of P2P process, but I am handling the payable. So if this is particular vendor, if this is a particular vendor invoice, if you'll check now, this invoice is not posted by any finance user. This invoice was posted by one logistic user from the logistic system. So you will get a complete details. It is not, it is pure invoice. So invoice was initiated from the procurement team, and here I can see the complete informations. So I can see here a purchase order is there, that is purchase order with reference to purchase order. Again, it is not your responsibility if you are working on the payable part. You just going to make the payment. So which I will show you in the end, right? If you are part of procurement team, then you are going to, you know how to create purchase order, you know how to convert a purchase order into GR. And as a consultant, if anyone is working as a consultant, or we are working as a consultant, you know how to configure both the system and how to do the integration. So if I am working as a consultant, I should know the finance configuration, I should know the MM configuration, and I should know the integration between these, so that when logistic user is going to perform something in the logistic, automatically we are going to get the accounting part. So it will be too complex for you, no need to worry. So I created here the purchase order. Already these are there in the my list, in procurement list or in P2P playlist. You can check those, right? So this is one purchase order created, and in this purchase order I entered here that 50 items we are going to purchase and all. Then we are going to have the MM document or the logistic document is there. So the purchase order converted into GR document, that is another activities. Then finally with reference to one accounting document is there. Let's leave it, it will be otherwise lengthy. And finally we are going to have the vendor invoice from the logistic point of view. This is one purchase order related invoice. So same purchase order we converted. This is the purchase order we had created, or it was there 93, you can see last number. So same purchase order converted into invoice. It is known as your PO invoice, invoice with reference to purchase order. Then finally we got the accounting document. Now who posted this accounting document? Being finance user, I am not going to post this accounting document. Automatically this accounting document will be posted. I can also cross check it. If I will check my original document, you will find this document is not posted by any finance user, it is automatically integrated or it is automatically generated with reference to one logistic vendor invoice. So, this is the answer. What is one PO invoice? Invoice generated with reference to purchase order. Another point was there, that is what is non-PO invoice. Always invoice will not be posted with reference to logistic. Sometimes directly we are going to post the invoice. Suppose let's say we have a small vendor, they are providing some services to us. So, in that case we are not going to create any purchase order. So, directly which you are posting through FB60, you are debiting one item and you are crediting the vendor. So, another invoice I have here, let's take this one. So, this invoice directly, if we will check here the complete list like the previous invoice, here you will not find everything, just ignore other two items, it is related to controlling. Now, this is a direct accounting document posted by the finance user and automatically the vendor invoice credited. Now, in general, we can say both the invoice are same. That means in both cases vendor open items are there, or the person who is going to make the payment, they are going to make the payment. But difference is, this is PO related invoice, this is non-PO related invoice, and that was there in the job profile, difference between PO and non-PO invoice. Sometimes we can have also vendor invoice with reference to asset. Now, this is this particular transaction, this here we had purchased the asset, and asset point of view, couple of transactions posted and we have this invoice, right. So, as a payable team, your responsibility is you are going to analyze all these invoices. If the items are due, you are going to make the payment. But if you are working on P2P team, or if the profile is P2P, you should have a complete understanding on the process, so that in any role they are going to assign you, or in any role you are going to be joined. So, I hope you got some idea about the PO non-PO invoice. Then in another video we will see the GRIR concept. Now, my job is to make the payment. So, I am handling the payment part. So, all this open invoice I am going to pay to the vendor. So, one option is I can manually pay one by one, that I will show you separately. Let's take it quick task. That means we are going to make all the payments together, means 3 open items with 2 vendors. I am going to make the payment together, and for this what is required? Our consultant should have configured the automatic payment program and whatever the prerequisites are available. So, I configured the backend part. Now, I am going to run the APP, which is one of the month end activity. One requirement was there, that you should know the month end activities, and one of the month end activities related to this payment, that is your automatic payment. Now, purely in the finance system, I am going to make the payment. And also sometimes you may get questions like, do you have exposure to Fiori also? So, let's check the same information in Fiori before going to make the payment. Now, earlier I was showing in on premises. Now, this is another platform. Sometimes if you are getting questions, do you have exposure to Fiori? So, this is another platform from SAP, and here every activity we are going to analyze through different applications. So, there we are using transaction code, and here we are using different applications. So, you can go through different applications as per your authorizations. Now, here I want to see that what is the vendor payable items or line items, right. So, I want to see the different vendor open items related to this particular vendor. I just selected here my company code, and for this company code, whatever the payable balance. So, it is showing that 5th period balance is this much. So, vendor is always credit balance, we know. So, I just enter here, I just click here, and it will redirect it to the open items, different open items. So, same concept what I was showing earlier, it was in on premises, now it is in Fiori, it is a different platform. So, same information is there. So, what is the payable item? 6282.60, and this is 6282.60, same concept. So, if you are a user of on premises, you can use this system. If you are a user of Fiori, then you can use this particular platform. Both are same, only thing is 2 different, and this is the more advanced one, or this is more user friendly. Okay, back to our topic. So, how we are going to make the payment to the vendor? Now, I am responsible for vendor payment, and this time I am going to pay through automatic mode, so that together we are going to clear all our open items. So, simply I can, if I know the transaction code, I can enter the transaction code here, F110. If anyone familiar with this, you can add that one. For benefit of all, let me navigate through node. So, right now I am in accounting, then financial accounting, it's payment. So, I am part of AP team, accounts payable, then it's part of periodic processing, and I just selected here the particular node, right. So, here I will select my date. So, today's date I will enter here, then just something I will to identify something I will add here. Let's take here Z8 Z801 something just I entered here. Then you should know this one. Quickly I'm showing this one. If you want, I will prepare one dedicated video on this one, what is the automatic payment program. Anything is required, feel free to add in the comments, or you can mail me. So just maintain the parameters. So here we are going to maintain, so I will maintain here documents up to this. So we will go with all this. I will enter here for which company code I am going to make the payment, then select here payment method. So I know that these are all I configured, so payment method I have added. Next, posting date, so just randomly take some date here, right? So we will select here, we will make the two payment to this vendor 13 and 16. I have only two vendors, so I can give the range, or I can just enter here the specified vendor. So vendor number 13 and 16, execute, and all open items I am going to add here. Okay, now here manually I'm not going to do anything. I just selected that for this two vendor we are going to make the payment. System is going to analyze whether item is due, payment method, or whatever, everything system is going to do, and that is why more work with the developer or consultant, right? So here I can maintain the additional logs. It's not mandatory, but better to maintain it so that we can get a detailed information in the log. So like this I have maintained my parameters, right? So then we are going to click on proposal, start immediately, and we are also going to generate payment medium, because we have to communicate to the bank for the payment, like what are the line items we are going to clear. So just select that one. Okay, so payment proposal created. So what is the payable item? Now for two vendor it is 5850, for one vendor 43260, and let's see whether proposal is created or not. Perfect, proposal created for these two vendors. So don't count here line items, it is like one vendor, second vendor, in every vendor whatever the line items are there, right? So there is no issue, and now we are going to make the payment. So next, payment run and complete. Done. Now with this you will find your line items, your open items, everything cleared. Now we don't have any open items, so there is no open items, all the line items cleared. And if I will select today's date, so you will find these are the clearing documents are generated for our company code. That means we are ready to. So with this, till now what we have completed, we understood what is PO invoice, what is non-PO invoice, what is month-end activities related to payment. So we generated one clearing document, in fact two clearing documents generated. Next, how vendor is going to get the payments, right? With this you did couple of activities in your system, but how vendor is going to get the payment? So for that purpose, whatever the payment documents you have generated, that you need to upload this information in the bank. You just imagine you have to make the payment to someone. What you are doing? If you say verbally I will pay you or I paid you, that person is not going to get the payment, right? So for that you have to do some banking activities. You are logging to your bank, you are adding that bank pay informations, then you are doing some banking maybe transactions, then only that person is going to get the payment. So same concept here. When we generated the clearing items, we completed our books of account entries in our system, but how vendor is going to get the payment? You have to do some banking. So for that purpose, automatically one file generated, everything is managed through the configuration. So this is a DME file generated with today's date, and this one is generated. Simply I can see here, right, perfectly all these informations are there for both the vendors, all informations are there. It will be a net payment, all this. So what I can do, I can download this file, right? So here I have the option to download, so I will download this file, and yes, right. So we are going to make the payment to this vendor. This is serial number. We are going to make the payment to this vendor. So this is a vendor name, I have given this name, and this is the second vendor number. This is payable because two line items. So what is the total line payment to one particular vendor? It is 5850. So it is our payment document. So the same amount, second vendor, this one. Now when we are going to upload this particular file in the back, so automatically payment will be there. Okay, so from this job profile, whatever I observed, accordingly I need to prepare this one. So here some important areas which I have highlighted, and accordingly you need to prepare. So in next video we will analyze what is that GRR and what will be your approach, if, because maximum question you will find from your JD. So if you are well versed with the JD, I'm sure you can clear your interview. So when you are preparing, prepare from the JD point of view. Any feedback on this particular video, feel free to add in the comments, so that it will help me to understand your requirement and give the presentation better way. See you soon with another video. Thank you.